It's that time of the week. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I live and work in Vietnam, so each year in the UK I grab 40 or 50 Blu-rays, put them in a little wallet like this, and then I take them to Vietnam. I have lots of world cinema goodies. This year there was an unintentional correlation between 8 of these movies. Is it the setting? Is it the actors? Is it the monstrous feminine? No, no, and what? No. As the title of this wondrous video suggests, all of these films feature crazy characters who run in circles spouting poetic nonsense for the entire runtime.
Stanie się czymś niebiańskim. Jeśli wreszcie intelektualnym będzie aniołem albo synem człowieka.
Like, all of these films do that all of the time. So I'm gonna put them on a tier list and we are going to discuss. So please ring that bell for notifications and subscribe. Let's go. Editor's note. I forgot to mention that all these films are true visionary works of art. The films are crafted in ways where characters are intentionally dislikable, and stories are filled with despair while containing depressing endings. How I personally feel, whether I cried with joy or anguish, isn't relevant, as feel good is not the director's intention at all. Therefore, the score I give also isn't relevant. So, what is the point in this video?
What will you learn? That your actions have consequences!
First of all, we have the Masters of Cinema release of Andrzej Zulawski's On the Silver Globe. This epic Polish film was 80% filmed between 1975 and 1977. During filming, the film was banned and ordered destroyed by the Polish government. The Polish government were having none of that. Fortunately, the film was smuggled and edited into this masterpiece, which was released in the year 1988. That's 12 years later. In the distant future, a group of astronauts land on a distant planet. The group was already a little bit loopy, but then they set up a colony. Over many years, we see the colony descend into madness and hysteria. They also fight bird people. I'm aware there's a lot of shouting and screaming and hyperventilating. The characters are especially annoying, particularly this guy called Marek. He is what I refer to as the ultimate prat.
Która nadaje formę czemuś, co jest ciosem mielącej się biologii. To wierność wyznaczonemu celowi.
That said, this is such a spectacular and monumental vision. Every frame creates an otherworldly atmosphere that adds to the sci-fi madness. In the film, the years turn into decades, turn into centuries. It's hella epic. The lost segments are narrated over using real-world footage, and this experimentation only adds to the mystery and prestige of the film. It's an A tier for me. Next we have another Masters of Cinema release of a Andrzej Zulawski film. This one is called The Third Part of the Night from 1981. This film is also uncomfortable, filled with despair, and lots of shouting too. A man's family is killed by Nazis, inspiring him to join the resistance in World War II Poland. Sounds normal, but then he befriends a birthing woman and becomes a guinea pig for the typhus vaccine. As you do, very ordinary behavior. I mean, who hasn't? This film freaks me out quite a bit. Its bleak and nightmarish vision of the past is surreal yet disturbing. Characters are cold and the environment is hostile. And personally, it lingered in my conscience way too long. Straight to the beat here. And then we have a box set released by Radiance of Polish sci-fi. It's called Piotr Sulskin's End of Civilization trilogy. And yes, I know I'm pronouncing the names wrong, but then, why are their names so weird? The 3 films are War of the Worlds, The Next Century from 1981, Obi Oba, The End of Civilization from 1985, and Gaga, Glory to the Heroes from 1986. And I'm just gonna talk about all of them. Before watching this film, I'd seen a bunch of Zulawski films where characters, they run around in circles and they're shouting nonsense. This is more the same, but in dystopian sci-fi worlds with Soviet Union era aura. You can't empathize with the characters, the environments are bleak, and there are many Soviet Union-like allegories. Very not fun. But also, the humor is odd and unhinged. Unhinged is a weird way to describe humor, but Gaga Glory to the Heroes has a weird fascination with impalement. They keep teasing the main character, pointing to a big stick and saying, "Guess where that's going? Who misses?" All of these films are messy, uncomfortable, and frustrating, but it's not bad. For example, the first film ends in a scene of absolute cinema. I am genuinely mind blown at the ending to that film. So I'm upping War of the Worlds to C tier. The second film, Obi Oba, The End of Civilization, has some great world building, but is incredibly tiresome. Burning all the books so the underground colony is stupid is a great sci-fi concept, but in practice I'm spending the whole runtime with a bunch of bumbling idiots. So that's a D tier. Strangely, Gaga Glory to the Heroes, the third film, clicked with me, but I still wouldn't recommend it. So straight to the B tier. Next we have the BFI release of Pier Paolo Pasolini's Medea from 1969. This Italian film is a retelling of the Greek legend of Jason. After stealing the golden fleece from a village, Jason gets seduced by the sorceress known as Medea. Sounds a bit like a Disney film. The characters are frustrating and shout nonsense, but this time there are Italian vulgarities thrown in. I respect the vision, but scenes linger too long and characters are completely unempathetic. They are often hysterical, and maybe that's the point, but it doesn't stop me really struggling with this one. I actually despised this film, and I'd rather watch Pier Paolo Pasolini's The Canterbury Tales, where Doctor Who Tom Baker kills a wench. So for me, that's E tier. Do you want to know what's a really fun film? Not this. This is the Master Cinema release of Andrzej Żuławski's 1972 film, The Devil. Yes, it's Żuławski time, hooray. In 1793, during the Prussian invasion, a nobleman is released by prison by a nutty man, who then continues to stalk him. He gets distraught by the killings of his loved ones, and then he decides to kill everyone. Casual pastime. First of all, everyone in this film is a major jerk. There is no chill guy. Everyone is a complete knob. For example, the protagonist finds his father lying dead on the bed, and guess who appears? It's a random dwarf who laughs at him. I guess there is some therapeutic reprise when these characters start getting horrendously murdered. They had it coming, they only had themselves to blame. Unfortunately, it's a genuinely horrible film that is designed to trigger and offend. I respect the vision, but I hate it, so E tier. Finally, we have the Maru Films release of Glober Rocha's 1964 film Black God, White Devil. A farmer in Brazil kills his boss and joins a cult of bandits. Here he follows and protects a self-proclaimed messiah. The film is told in a startlingly brutish, violent, and oddly poetic way. Moments of gruesome killings are mixed with scenes of chanting and experimental camera work. It can be considered a violent western or a descent into madness. As with all of these films, you don't empathize with everyone. Everyone is a bona fide knobhead.
Tô fechado com uma chave do padrinho Cisso. Mas foi o sinal. Foi o sinal. Vai ser na hora do sol nascer.
However, this one works as a startling experience told in a bold, fresh new style. It's C tier, not fun. Okay, to conclude, all of these filmmakers have breathtaking visions that are bold, fresh, and maybe even game-changing. I respect all these filmmakers a lot. However, they feature characters who act in inexplicable and self-destructive ways. It seems that the purpose of these filmmakers is to enrage the viewers, which is a bold strategy to say the least.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
I would definitely recommend checking out On the Silver Globe to see if you can cope with the abundance of knobheads. Otherwise, venture at your own risk. That's the end of the video, and it's really important that you subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. If you don't, Marek will haunt your dreams. See you in the next video. Goodbye.
Miんな君のせい